selling out the Forum. First Madison Square Garden, now the Forum. And he's doing it because the fans just want to see him in the ring, regardless of who he fights against.
Tom, obviously.
Dante's Boxing Nation.
This fight was acquired a lot, primarily when a fighter was preparing to fight Mayweather. How did you take to that, and what was it about Mayweather that complicated things for Manny Pacquiao, the greatest fighters out there like Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto?
I think Mayweather is ahead of his time. He's a thinking fighter. And, when people would ask me to, the one that I trained with all those guys for so many years, I was flattered. I would tell them I would do the best I could to help them, and he's a great fighter. So for them to ask me to help them, prepare for Mayweather.
And did they tell you in specific to maybe try and act out like him, or was your style already similar to Mayweather's?
No, they just said be you, and they know that I do a couple of little things that he does. I mean, he's mastered them. I can do some of them, but he's the master all the way around. So no, they told me be myself.
And how did you take to the sparring sessions? What was one that in particular that you can recall and tell us about that? What was you remember when you might have gotten the better of us?
Well, I remember boxing with Canelo was really different because it was interesting when I sparred with Canelo. And actually, I didn't spar with him for the Mayweather fight, but for Mosley.
Yeah.
But maybe they were trying to see,
they were filling out,
yeah. But I boxed with Mosley, and they had a different strategy. When we sparred, it was more technical boxing. He wanted to learn and try to pick up some things, and I mean, he's actually doing it now in his career now. I mean, he tried to pick up some things, learn some things, so it wasn't like a full-out fight. It was more of a school. They would tell him in Spanish, learn from him, watch him, do some of the things he does, and you see him doing that now.
John, and a lot of people point out that, not my perception, but a lot of people, critics, they say that he needs new trainers, that maybe he hasn't showed the improvements after the Mayweather fight, and I think it's obvious more now from the first 5 rounds with Amir Khan. What do you take that? Do you think he's made some improvements, or do you think he might need some drastic change like that?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's all up to the fighter. I mean, Amir Khan could beat anybody for 4 or 5 rounds. I mean, Amir Khan's an Olympic world champion before he became a world boxing professional champion. So, I mean, you knew that for the first 3 or 4 rounds, Amir Khan was a fast starter. He's going to come out. But fights are not 3 or 4 rounds. They're 12 rounds. And, he did what he had to do to get the win. So,
and having fought De La Hoya at a relatively higher weight than you were used to, and now seeing guys like Khan and Golovkin-Brook jumping 2 divisions above to get the payday and the big name, what do you take to that, and what do you take to Golovkin?
Well, I mean, I think, it's honorable. I respect that. Guys willing to jump up and challenge themselves and challenge for history for themselves to do something and make something big happen. I respect that. I think it's a clap. I give a clap for that.
It's respectable, but do you give Brook much of a chance here? Or?
You know what? Actually, I do. I do give Brook a chance. I mean, he's an undefeated champion. He's a big welterweight. He's not a small guy. He's not. I mean, if you look at them side by side, Golovkin is not too much bigger. But I mean, I understand he's been in the ring, never been fully hit by.
Actually started his career a middleweight.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't know that. But I give him a shot. I mean, he's undefeated. He's extremely strong. And I want to see how he carries the weight. I look at it like this, and I don't want to compare because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I want to say it's kind of like, remember Roberto Duran fighting Sugar Ray Leonard? They said Duran's too small, he's a lightweight, he's jumping up. Sugar Ray Leonard's too big for him, he's too strong for him, and look what happened. He bullied Ray. Yeah. I mean, really bullied him.
And Barkley.
Yeah, and Barkley too. I mean,
Mosley and De La Hoya too.
Yeah, same thing. So I'm not saying it's a mismatch. I'm saying, you know what? This will be a good quality fight. I think it's going to be exciting.
If Golovkin were to move up 2 weight classes, just like Kell Brook is doing, you think he could carry that weight, that power up to those?
I think he could.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have loved to see him fight Andre Ward. I mean, that was a fight that should have been made. And like Ward said, I was sitting here, kind of, grabbing at the smaller guys. I'm right here. So.
Now, Abel Sanchez, he said that if Ward beats Kovalev, that fight, you know, it can still happen. Do you?
That'd be great.
Yeah, it would be huge,
That would be
right?
great. Yeah.
And having sparred Canelo many years back and the improvement that you see now, how would you see a fight between him and Golovkin in the future? Maybe somewhere.
Like I don't write him off either. I give him a really good chance because you know what? To me, he's fought the better quality of his opposition. He's been in better championship fights. I mean, it seems like he's been a professional longer. He has a lot of experience. He's fought the best fighter out there, Mayweather. He's been in super big fights, so that pressure is a different type of pressure in a big fight like that. I think he carries it well. I mean, he is, besides Mayweather, the biggest name in boxing to me, and I think he would do well.
And do you feel that Golovkin has been criticized justly for taking this fight with Brook, being how he?
I don't think it's fair. I mean, he's running out of guys to fight. I mean, so I actually like the fight. I think it's going to be an interesting fight with him and Brook.
Hi, my name is Janita, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.